myactiveonline.com be about our obeko no match say stories are who doing na etwegu and no pay and do na e koso e Ghana ha any we ase afa na be modern say ba ko pie mu e wo ho no wetimi akenkan wetimi update ho kama na say wonso wetimi ehu ne e koso enti anope yento a jumedi no so sa media be bia medri wapomodi ho nsem na say ba betwetwen ene no ye kasa e dia fa suicide ho obe da twe ho afi suicide oba ema mu Ghana ha say nipa cases ahodra che say anase nipa dodo a omo commit suicide e di efemu bu no nipa 1500 that is the reported cases such as yenim every year annually biana 1500 na uyi sa 1500 ni mu nine biana emu ba ko pe na report that's a calculate almost 6000 and I say afibia no ye hwere omo through suicide omo your imagine so mo ambeje omo kwa efrom nsem na kana so no so wo je wo kwa efrom nsem se wanwu a eno so wo ho asam kan ti bomode ase sanye wo nyina wo betwu ho efrom eno ntina no pay yatna se yesi nkonya na no pay mene hwan na chese e ba betwetwe enkomo no pay de omudin no e chense omo be save the date Esther Bano and Afenso Isaac Bolu and I just am number between common now or mental health nurses or free a North Municipal Hospital and then a power coming Senate to see a chicken come Mama Crabba. Now a friend come out to train is just on a pencil minion Mama Crabba. Now because say the date most say any year and I'm fat and a be of the market that
I think so.
Some more and who said then some or catastrophe. Tune with time. I no pay attention commodity for suicide suicide prevention but me person be concentrate to the suicide prevention because so obi who says suicide and can say dey act na okwa e bi kwa no onim adekro onim say ye bo ho daru bia na so onim say din a ye de friend eni
okay
into me come ladies because Fridays in the ya na active ladies
no problem
ye ma more opportunity say mo dem be ka ho kakra bi keke na enyefe ye ba mo sa akonya nta so na man e say mo ya akonya na mo pushie into my lady what is suicide
okay madam asene akonya mo dia mai I think it's suicide the cause of is one of the trendy issues cause of my so it's because someone asks what is suicide the deliberate action to end one's life in every action no bakono wadwen ho ansa na oyewe no obi ne ho a otowa na okunu ho a deliberate a ade we see ho pi say because of ade amekum because of bibi say nintino or say me ending my life nti you can say a deliberate action purposely to end one's life
okay me define gentleman do you reckon
yes me the kakra count pardon me to blend it with brafuno so kakra
baba try come tune no
yeah
Ghana for
Matthias many abano kai but one thing I would like to add is that suicide is a very serious public health emergency issue because the World Health Organization WHO looking at how dangerous or how important it is almost set a date aside in every year for suicide prevention to be awareness to be created on suicide prevention. As a matter of fact, in every 40 seconds every 40 seconds biano we are seeing na nipa bako eyi ono an nkwan free ho
every 40
seconds and you can 40 seconds one life ebe kona we say we have an approximately almost 1 million lives almost 1 million 800,000 to 1 million lives are lost to suicide every year ntina ehia pa se yebe kan suicide in ho asem anope na atiefo ne ahwefo ehu kwan a ombe fa so na se bi o ma twe omo ho free sa suicide adwen no
na me ankasa me ye ma adwen se meje me nkwa afri me sem no wo bibi na cause no ana se adwen na na wo ho ma na etima akoto se je nkwa afri sem
yes that brings to the point of niama edi suicide eba
exactly
basically we have several factors from risk factors
okay
everything niama obi a person no abeyi ni nkwa afri honom number 1 cause and I say factor ebetimi ama obi adwen say obeyi ne nkwan free ho mental disorders
okay
me dey kan ba me tie say host na oye morning show no na o kan about and I side with him perfectly. It's one major cause of the act of suicide. Because mental health, no, yeah, who be brave, mama will be adrenaline cell, be kuno. Number one, depression. Depression, dream how.
We spoke about it here before.
Exactly. Or you're depressed. Most of the times, you know, say, Nami na dum na ne ho ton na depression no ba from kakra na say ni JB ba kakra. Sambre no na nipa no nya ahonden de to sa na mo no say obeji ono ane nko afri ho no. At
the point where all recover from depression.
Exactly.
Emom na ene say onje
nko afri ne nsam.
How? Why?
Because at that moment of depressive episode no say oyedin oyemoton sana ahonde bia eni ho say obe akotu sana mono but onya energy kakra I say honde ba kakra at that moment no sana amanfo adwen enko sa nipa no because if you say oh I say sister dey ni ho atona wi nti energy aba that is the point in boma I was say ye twa na ye ni ehwe ne yie enye sa he or she will be pushed to go and take his or her own life nti no ye one factor ebetimi ama obi apese obeje ono ane nko afri ono ane nsem. Number 2, ebetimi aye previous suicidal attempts.
Okay.
Ebia nipa no wa attempted that say obeku no ho ansasedi. Ebia obi hu ye anase bibi nti anye yie okoda hospital anase obi rescue no. So the thought of suicide that so nipa na dream into the least chance of benye bia no sa nipa no betimi aye. And in fact, studies shows that such persons are likely to take their lives within 1 year, especially a 1 year attempt that say obekunu. So previous attempts of suicide no is also another leading factor. Ebetimi ama obi embepese obekunu. Another one.
Na mami come lady to kaka na tisa ha obeka ni nyina. You ask a class I bisa question one person we be kan with you. Kapa na ho akere wa no. I come lady to.
Okay, so as I said, there are so many causes, and then we can also talk about one of the mental illness, and you can also talk about bipolar. I think it's also one of the major causes because bipolar, no, also not just say, so my corner depressed there. Sometimes any energy in you want to say a bit me, I didn't know, but energy in the back a crabia, and not an when you're holding say, and the be a bit me for the puno. Same applies to bipolar. Bipolar, no, I say, we go 2 moods. Ubetime depressed kakra enche na enije no eba nti both at the point in time once I can obey so depressed by within some short time when enije no eba timsamba ko betime akommit suicide pan o mani anko no ho a but once e be kono fine but make na within him or her no a plan say medi me ho ewu and then one cause is omo aya no taking much alcohol no the alcohol abusers those who use substance no sometimes they may think say okay, I'm a burden to the family, I'm a burden to the community or the society, so I have to end my life. So those people too can also commit suicide as well. And I will be say genetics, so they can go, I will be anymore. It will be anymore. Maybe 2 years ago, Uncle B committed suicide, no. Last year, maybe Auntie B committed suicide. It's a possible say the next generation, one might also commit suicide.
But how does that happen? Obi a no deliberately or na adwin so obegine nkwa afinisem we ko and then along the line no ebetimi ama me nso me we busuam nu bi no how does it happen?
It's like esida nya me nkwa na me baba ye sa di boni me ma me bi ayeda me grandpa no wo ye no mpo so no mpo kun ne ho ye ba causes of suicide and self what they call it nyama betimi ama obi aya de me nua ba na ka na say bi abusuam no obi aya vida na ono so be feel say it is not wrong say me so me yi me nkwan free after all busia no no obi aye sa de ne vida nti if I do it it is no news. So that is the reason why we say family history of suicide and so ebetimi ama obi atu anamon say ono abeje ono ne nkwan free ho no. That is explanation I will give to that.
Low self-esteem.
Yes.
It's ma obi na just obeje nkwan free.
Exactly because the person people who are suicidal mostly they feel hopeless and helpless and then worthless. Before I say na nyina chire say on feel say there's hope for him in the future. Why then should I be alive? and then also helplessness necessarily say as a oboaphobia anyhow obebuano in the challenging moments, and then worthlessness necessarily say feel say onye of any use to the society, even to the family. So I am of no use, and the best way to end this, what they call it, stigma or shame around my usefulness, I better what do you call it, end my life. So such is the reason why obi nso be say obi kuno.
That's it. Try your own share. Daily activities na ye na obi be ye social media bullying ni na account.
Exactly. And another important one, I say ladies for me, we are not many about so e dey account. Relationship disappointments.
O can say na wa mana ye fe. As a one modify broken hearts.
Broken hearts. As na come at say pain, say pepe. Nipa kuma when we say broken heart, but actually the heart can never be broken. It is not a breakable object, and I say muscle beer. Na emotional pain, emotional trauma being a nipa no community. Na your friend of broken heart. No. For instance, we are attached to a certain gentleman or a certain lady so strongly that that relationship is leading towards marriage. But along the line, something came up suddenly. Say I was say musipretty. Into share time I was say was a relationship no more.
Oh, that's been through the memories,
the fun moments you've had together as partners, no. And the ebeba say that relationship no be koewe no. In fact, it is very difficult if you are not emotionally strong enough to handle that separation and I said disappointment, no. Ebetimi ama.
So are you saying that when you're in a relationship, you can't relationship issues, but
very good.
You shouldn't get so attached to your partner.
I wouldn't say don't get so much attached, because if I don't love you, you also don't love me back.
Okay.
But then in life we have some ups and downs. We should brace ourselves in mind that down bit me aba and up bit me aba. So let us prepare our minds towards the psyche yourself that Bibi says see anko how. Because a bit me ma onya adwemo yare na depression I can ho asem. Ana lead to suicide. Intina ye can ho asem. Get attached to your partner. It's good to love. Hey, if you don't love, how would you even enjoy the relationship?
My uncle Auntie Esther, so be ono de wakoyo obedience and my so emotional and fragile and all that. It's what I'm calling so.
Okay, so the mechanic say with relationship no aspect no, it's good to love, but also be no who say 50-50, anything
can happen.
And I am for any depression, maybe must commit suicide no, because ordinary in shame. For a shame bad dream say we are no, there's always positive and then there is always negative. So right now no say and succeed then I may should I move on? Can someone also come to me again? For sure with you, sir. But they show it to me say at all costs I have to get married to this guy, I have to get married to this lady. That's an answer CDR. And then when I have something funny to me, because I find it
Satan coding and coupon yamo. Now nipa.
Yes. And to be beyond even if we seek a campo or share some big contract in my Odrian will say that's an answer CDR many things. What is that share with him if that one become part of you now? I don't think say.
So you should have a backup plan.
Yeah, at least say a one person na meeting but the Andrew was it's always positive in our mind. It's always say we dear at all costs. It's exams at all costs I will pass. That's one pass here. What are you going to do? Or say when they say one pass here at the end you have to go and have receipts. And then another course that we can also talk about since say one more or just say be so committed suicide now. It will lead him or her to his peaceful death. But even in this country here, no say, suicide say, committee say, one succeed here at the end, no say a because we are so here, but you don't own your own life. And she say, oh, so cool, that's one cool, that's a balance account there, and a
But that policy, do you support it? Because obi a why na adwin say obeje ne nkwa efri ne nsem opeso committee suicide na waye na wan succeed na wo sa ede ne kofa u ginatum na we know say you can say do obi ko prison and nkwa na cry another frustration depression broken heart thing all together.
Sure. Until we are working with other agencies, which is being spearheaded by Mental Health Authority, to decriminalize suicide. For now, in the law, it is a criminal offense, but then we want to decriminalize it because, sebi, na emma obi in fact, we have data to support this. About 90% of people who attempt suicide are people with some form of mental disturbances.
Okay.
And then those who eventually commit the acts are about 95%. So basically, mental illness, counted for the greater percentage of suicide cases. Criminalizing suicide is not the best because a prisoner and no crab it me pushing more to go and commit the acts. So let us provide the help, not to punish. Because so punishing, I'll be say, oh well, me punishing me the end so I don't live to endure the punishment. So that is the reason why it is not right for now to still keep it as a criminal offense. So we hope that with time the law will be reviewed. Now, Oma decriminalizes suicide. Because that's been in my mano, they needed support and nipan epe.
As no senior be a study or supported that policy.
Oh, so no, I don't support it in a way because Bakono, before someone will sit down to say na maybe a situation be there's something there when to know be and can was them action is something of so ye. And then initially we can be say we have something called emotional trauma near the didn't say Bakono say bibi sa bana osa kwachina. Suicide no is not about you say be hanging on who and I say be no poison. It's adibia of a one who be an obetim de kuno. Within even that's one of them sano. So because obetim de kuno, obetim de kuno. And found so better tell you no 1 minute.
Okay.
Into prison or quadan because say be a prison issue ni one won't kuno. Obetim ati adikiti bia ko ni ndaso de kuno.
Okay.
Intino so watching ba kono kutumwa na
you are pouring more fuel into the
so
they already
so they are on it, so we are praying that they will come out with maybe a different way of maybe punishing them or but
handling it.
Yeah, say we could have praising there then now and then.
It's a no, then they support it. My yamba how to manage or control that idea and say I want to commit suicide and I say senior be a trigger a day a bama or you just say obe commit suicide. How do I manage it or control individually before I say beba and conform me try who say no me say aboa near or go through that me as an individual a banner na say meet me who said this is what I'm going through. How do I manage or control it?
Okay, the first one talk about is say ebu hon my bamba kono onim kwampo say that acting kwampa ba ne trimu to so be answer ayana ensem share sododo. So the best way to help yourself is say sasim bi share so don't keep it to yourself, you speak it out.
I am say you know, there are people that you don't want to share. You don't want to tell somebody. You don't trust somebody, yes. So you don't want to rely on anybody.
Yeah, the Bible have even said you shouldn't trust man. But in always no, when say you have one particular person like I say, sometimes it's me kawa some channel. And you've been a kawa some channel. But there in papa could be at least. So you won't say you na some part of you know him. And no sano, we can approach the person. Kawa some training pakono. Because the woman shall so no one can't we and no night at this hour.
I'm a name from Anacasta. Like it feels so like as a who we are, we live, be don't talk to anybody, just be there, say it into thin air and be free.
Sometimes we can go out. We can
go to the beach and all that.
We can walk alongside the beach. Some more company on this company, you can just go to the mall, take your own pictures.
Window shopping.
Just look at the thing, just admire God's creation, just walk around. Dance because say it's not before I could home na. And I start talking about you say this life it's just meaningless. What's here we soon for so just end your life and at the end your problem will be solved. But it's not true because even those who take the alcohol no say be out say problem so be before be free alcohol facing me now.
The way to bounce back at you.
The problem still remains. Nothing changes. Nti say ehye wo so a ena ya this handsome neighbor. So at least you voice it out. And you will be an be kan asem atwene, but you have some one particular person at least utimi ka wasem atwene na wa catch. Yes also take a walk. Just engage yourself in this interest group like disabled one ma sorry say no group baby wa e ma no enya enigye no. And I say bia omo some organization bia omati obi a society ni mu ana bi ote no betim di ho ahyem bi na aboa but wonkwa we din na say one kan one ko ni pem na ye din ya na ya sa thought no e bo adwuna timi commit suicide no.
Isaac.
Yes, the emphasis medical is what can be about trust, and it's very important. But in this world, no matter who you are, you can never hide your nakedness from the bucket in which you take your bath. Yes. And actually, I say there's some particular person you can confide in to tell your secrets to. And you'll be
you know, sometimes I am say, and you say nipa na oji ni di and we fail you. Why am I saying that? Ebi an komo bi e kokko so baby ala mote no. E kofa wasem akwaka kire ne ho. E na okọ onu so e kokan e nipa. That is how come me make say me trust nipa bia. On said that say or kokan wasem na egu honum. And I feel say o kan wasem acho obi say waji ne dia wakoka no. O kote we bi say wakwa afei na say abebe trigger that problem ni biem.
Yeah. We all do that indirectly sometimes. For instance, we as mental health professionals, maybe education like we are doing now. Oh, even there was a woman who had this problem, and this was the way we handled it, and she became fine. Yeah, bony panidine. That is why we maintain high level of confidentiality.
Okay.
At the facility levels or practice level, we don't disclose for personal issue to the public unless it's legally required and sana. Process will be followed for that to be let out to the public.
Okay.
And then in managing, preventing suicide, a health aspect, we have chronic medical conditions. And obi now in preventing suicide, I was say ye boy ya pomo den ho ban. For instance, now there's a asthma, which is a chronic condition. And I say be a cancer, some terminal conditions. I say be etina nipa no check akra. Ebe no me dro sa be ho bre or serious pain mo pa. So the discomfort of living to see the following day to endure pain no. Ene be mo bi be pese obeku no ho. Nti be advice say be wo yare bi da so a that does not mean it is the end of your life.
Okay.
Because we have medics there. So let us seek medical help so that go do stage the best way to opt out of that pain or discomfort and I say sickness no say ye be kun ye ho nti yen boy apomuden ho ban papa enye sa emro be dru a be fi say ye bread dodo nti e wo say ye ye nkwa free ho na kire say asa nti eno nso ye way a ye betimi dey manage suicide. And one major one I was say me can counseling. You know, be a counselor or sorry, or counselors or schools or workplaces. Let us make good use of these counselors. They might not be very professional counselors with license or certificate, but then any for trim. The person can provide some form of guidance. Counseling na bitimi abua wama we free sa tibiana wo mu na enya mawa opese obe yi wonkwa efri honum. So counseling is one major way of preventing or dealing with suicidal ideations. Oni ni pan kasa nice way encouraging the person baby ye enya wonkwa na offer tibia no mo. Give examples of people who have gone through the situation before. Na if I address any pan challenge, now it will surprise you. The person say enya wa akamekumi ho. Let somebody's existence in life be because of who encouragement out there manipan, but not your words. Because asemi ho e catch will be a ya manipano officer say be useless because of what you have told me. Until I feel I'm useless, the best is to just be off your sides and then that ends it, and that shouldn't be the case. Until you say any a cause a finance papa.
Can you use social media as a platform or to me as a problem of suicide? Because in me by bipolar, that social media not just on there or the church but at the end of the day, social media and there's ever beating the back. It's not the same as going to stop back, which I think I'm at then I was and I'm on the main I'm question.
Are you talking about the person that we all know?
Yes.
Okay, so the bipolar no same kind of we say a two face. We have the manic face and then the depressive face. So, but when say oh depressed now, social media no on back. Because why depressed on back? But any journey bape na I am more I be bona abroso. Aha, bona abroso. In a way no, we have so many ways. Social media there, we call them we sometimes we go to TikTok for real. The funny comments. Sometimes we can read the comments alone and then we'll be okay for the day.
When I go to Facebook and I see BBC said that I make comment straight because I don't go for true.
Exactly. So the comments alone will make you okay, and then sometimes too some of the posts, the videos and other things. But ebo hono mo a also na ya church on ensem to so. Sometimes status alone no. One book on church. I feel this word has no meaning to me. I feel there's no help coming from nowhere. I wish tomorrow never comes. Like a whole lot. And social media there, I say it play good side and then also the bad side.
So are you saying say it brings it out? My you who say way and nipani go to?
Yes, yes, because it's one of the causes. For the past 1 week, we didn't start now. It's always. Assistant first time can be posting nice pictures or maybe motivational talks and nothing, but currently we say about assistant. The message, the content alone is talking about Obia say breaking hearts at channel. Obia of fellas say we are still campo any day. But you sign about immediately no, you have to inbox the person. But when or probably put in a casa, but indirectly no you be but the moment we ban DM I say, oh what's wrong no? Alone no, why are you okay? We have had that case before. We were giving a talk at a hospital and then one man was like, lady no, posted those staffs on the state. No, one day approaching it say, what is wrong? And the lady no sending that emoji, that crying emoji on WhatsApp. And was still the lady couldn't talk. Immediately have to drive from his house to the lady's place, and when he went, and some more catch no, na ehomete. And go to a drawer and go back and then life. Until you papa number na ye fail na lady ne ba ho ne kasa so we hu nti bo no mo obi ni na kasa ba onye obi a on trust obi a why no general anyone who comes bia no I will talk to the person nti no but you say hu bi sana me say mo etiefo na mo going to the person DM and then ask probably maybe you but me I will pay up to you even let your crampo na I bet me am na just give it to the person. Person might be okay.
It brings us to the signs and symptoms. So this is one of the signs. You bet me who say obi go to bibi, but all the bibi
yes. Signs and symptoms. Just 3 days ago, a friend of mine posted on her status, like she just mentioned, and I say I can't take it anymore. So knowing very well that suicide is something that people can easily make mention of. No, I had a chat with the person. I asked, "Oh, are you okay?" And I say, Isaac, I'm okay. And I say, okay, thank you. And I'm going to see her because I wanted to know why she posted on the status, I can't take it anymore. So it's good that Obi and makes our comments now. We pay attention to it. And coming back to the signs and symptoms, a dose will be brave. Now, so the
major ones.
Yes, number one, people openly talk about it. I want to kill myself. I need a clear sign. Or catch your sister, and that should not be taken lightly. Ebanesa, my so judgmental as a form of management. Judgmental, nature say, ubuna tembisa, unkwana obre, unkwana or how I shall muma, kukunwe. The kind of we push the person faster to go and commit the act. So, obi be making open statements. We shouldn't take it lightly. And people also write suicide notes or throw notes detailing the reason why obe pese. Everybody in this world, especially in this harsh economy, no, as Kasemwaide has a reason that he or she may want to take his life. But then ask yourself, suicide no a solution to the problem now. So suicide notes no so the idea was say my ni kon me hu bi da obi etro notes say ni papa ene ne nya ansem bi nti ni papa en bonu kan ne nuanom ho nti opese okune ho, meaning he feels rejected by the father. Nti watro notes e dey buy hanom your facility say opese oyi ni nkwan free ho. Nti yehu letter no pena, oh, we engage this guy, you have to call the family and all that. But by the grace of God, this guy Nyamiadum wa sesa na adwen and then one say one kosa tibia no mu bio. Nyame na eda na se. Another major one I betimi ehu say people who are suicidal no they make will say bia obi word na japade ma obi a manka say oh yeah will de boni o. In fact it's a legal process I was say we go through na SRCD, but some crofo na mo dwen suicide no all of a sudden no masesa oh Virginia dying no me dey chill. So you'll be wondering, hey, dying now they tell me. You will be wondering the gold, the precious materials, precious properties na or the chichekwa, because of feel say oh it will be useless, and so they give away their precious belongings just effortlessly. They say or the chichekwa on pese obi una na yechiri asema beye basa bisa. Apart from say will now mo ye no, so most people they engage in reckless or self-destructive behaviors. For instance, or a driver near or the or share na so be kunu ho nti or be drive carelessly on the road because when him say bibi abetimi esina wo kunu ho, intentionally doing that. Ni nti a ehia say yen bibi afa suicide say wotisa ne pakro car no 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 pese okunu ho a ono be cool, but wo wotika no no. If you don't know of suicide or a way of helping somebody, now be was arguing or cotinasti and echina or qua. And then in Kwana be that was so Obekobi. Internet here say, in na educate you about suicide and so. And apart from reckless driving, also, they engage in unsafe sexual practices. For instance, when him say, he said, be only or baby and obema be a kodaba sabasa, or with me and yare, nature no be. And also on call hospital and call Jaya Shabia. So that is also another way of being so betu and among say obekunu.
Okay.
Engaging in reckless behavior, sexual recklessness, and driving on just dangerous behaviors. And no, we call it how do you call it? You have deliberate attempt to take your life. Some can be unintentional. And I be your friend suicide gambling. Suicide gambling nature say ni pano. I say or try Asha when him say obetimi ewu, but not seriously towards the point of death. But then I say or try hey me we obetimi
testing waters.
Testing the waters, and all of a sudden you fail that test and you'll be gone. You see, these are some of the things that obetimi maya who say me brother, me sister were doing suicide. Some of them withdraw from the society. It will be a open but all of a sudden not or train home. Efri ni pemu because obenwa ebia na wa pe mboa bi e de aboa no nti o twe ne ho mboma. That is when the thought will keep recurring na obetusa anamono ekunu. So ehun so obi a twe ne ho na nyesa na ote a yem ben no ebia na yare bia na se bibi na hye no so na wotimi ato anamo a wo se wotu in your small way to help the person. So these are some of the signs those will be brave there.
Running yaka preventions ni be was we were talking about.
Exactly.
I'm sure that there are more. I be a more the count. My question is not for being counted. You wrap it up.
Okay, so one of the prevention I can say is about education. That is why we are here.
But modern bona coffee mo.
Into na active TV.
Coronavirus by and a man you might be bred there of fem.
Oh.
Maybe I'm mobile me catch mo other colleagues nearby. They be I'm catch them say. They say I'm done of them cry. Mama coronavirus about catastrophe. To me, some more homody.
So the education. Sometimes we give health talks at our facilities. Sometimes to at churches, schools. You call them marketplaces. Yes, we do go. But education is the kind of one more. This young person, something I'm painting. You know, well, we see this kind of health when I was we are bread. Then person just move on or change the channel. But when you
so we have to find another way. Once TV, programs yet me say who say program na say ya me can am tifi na me sha ebe me then we spice it up, we bring something into it. Into education mostly Ghanaians yempe obetan sa be card speech be o nya break enti dabi o control write up needs to go on ma.
Okay.
Me like this, me cause social media. I mostly like write-ups and images and then you see,
okay.
exactly. Into say you spicy the education app. One way no yakwa you for me can. Well, Mr. Kaka make a chop on this battle small.
Awareness. Into say kind of sometimes no any commat work no way. Sometimes it comes with pictures near the day. We say we are writing kaka. The next you know. Obi maybe a picture obi a or hanging on one. I say obi a wa committee and I say obi a wewu. We do sometimes adapt say a presentation and some of the prevention here can be one and yes say sorry now me say me can be about the signs e bo hono mu a say we no otonto ne ho ne mo e bo yes na otie enye sa na otie obi a menka say on charge but e be den say asemesi be brɛ say bia jiska we fokoto bibi. But all of a sudden, no or ye. A bear one was a sorry, no amount. We are going to check. Oh, 100 Ghana Jew, a bear one because of Cornelius and this
difficult time.
And the one way to a bit my boy, but can say was one, and yes, son or tea, but be being was a son. Pray no who say, I didn't remember can I, sir. One prayer who did back on bit me alcohol. And one way no say me mature, I am not. I didn't say obi betimi abeka as mature. So if for someone to come to you and then disclose his or her secret to you, when trust you to some level, say what to say, nsem go abontin a ebe ya pa, ebe ya. So sometimes when you more na words of encouragement, your words alone can make the person okay. But when you share man waka say koniku we say e ya say obi ebre but o de o kasa twa na one man kwan no. So the next minute or the next day, how will you feel? Yeah, you feel so bad because at that time, you know, chance by saying a bit me out but you push the person away. And I'm about to suicide and to make sure more trust in the air we him. Because some trouble and maybe will be an one. So only one puna say, bet no be a cassa and my friend of Crampona Mutuni and Macassa ever boa than send name some ever quabbonting.
The person made a count, you must say. If you do all this, counseling, family involvement, social support, religious support, maybe an sorry in mocks, in Crawford, Boabuano, still seek a professional help.
Okay.
The hospital, na I'm sure. Go to the nearest health facility and there are professionals there, ombetimi abwa, because you may not be able to handle it alone. Medical can say suicide no is a psychiatric emergency. WHO say public health situation I was say so untimi nya bibi what try counseling, social support, financial support need dey be esikasem waboa no in all ways, but still that desire to take his or her life that's so I would best advise that to seek professional help in a hospital where we have mental health professionals, psychologists, clinical psychologists, and other maybe another medical Uber hospital. We have so many ways I bet media fana ya boa na otimi free satibiano. So suicide is never the solution to our problems. In fact, when we think suicide that is not the end of it. People think it is a way of escaping their troubles. The family you are leaving behind, have you considered who will be taking care of them? If you are a husband and a wife, or yere ana okun uwa, abofrano ana say we no man wan ebe shom. The family you are leaving behind, and how are you leaving the family behind? And then also colleagues are so how do you expect them to feel? It's like there will be some stigma even after you are dead and gone.
Sure.
Apart from the immediate effect.
Yeah, rather going to, I mean, let another person have
another person go into side because of you say, oh, me brother, me uncle, so don't be the lead into committing suicide and be a channel anchor for. So do one maybe you see, it's interesting. So and then one major important thing about prevention, people have this misconception say you can't suicide one 77 na ye kan ya eno kire say we are giving people the green light to go and commit it and sir it is just a way of educating ourselves say be unnim science na ebe den na wotimi ato na bi aboa nipa bi nti when we are talking about it say especially a born niama obetimi de akunu ho be a sikan in fact the most common one fire use of firearms guns etuo ne nkeka ho hanging and pesticide and draw born now on matter no manom these are some of the means and no nkyere say ye kyerɛ wo sɛ kokoye but ye kama wa ohun sɛ ebetimi edi obi ewu nti ma woni nko ho sɛ na be ya you can provide the necessary support and nipa ne here so another misconception before we leave is people feel that obi eka say obe kunu ho a eno kyerɛ sɛ nipa no onye strong enough it's not strong will enough and no tesa sometimes they are strong they are ready to seek help but sometimes the help doesn't come when they need it most intina ebe pese obe kona wakotu sana mono ohia mboa bi gently sesia na wanya it can trigger so many thoughts in your mind for instance o say unye ska bi de bibi sesia because it's an opportunity that will come once a copy you are gone nti wanya that help at that moment these are some of the triggering factors ebetimi push you but that is it is not the end of the road for you if one door closes there is another that is widely open ahead of us to look up to or sometimes I say you try and share the closed door in front of us and we forget ne Nyankopon ebie esi enim so let us have alternatives of life we are here. In fact, let's have plan B, a backup plan.
Social media account, a backup account. Abrabo plan.
Suicide is never an option.
It is not the answer to all your problems, and it's not the solution.
Suicide is never the option. It can, like, if you die, the problem still remains. If you can't pay your child's school fees, that's a I cannot. What's the assembly? So suicide, please, is never an option to your problem. Never think of it. If you have that thought, speak it out. Talk to someone that you trust so much. But
Patroya mo koma educational talks. I'm from Namindumochiwa. Sure. Fast on.
No problem. One of us.
Okay, Mate. It's another place. I'm fast that my North Municipal Hospital for some mine, sir. It's Mika Isaac Bolu, and Esther Bano. And no pay me any or more HHA and common suicide prevention hunkobo and any HHA and the culture says suicide is never the option. It is not the answer or the solution to all your problems in Tibacho Shannon. So Emma na men shrew kwa enjoy kwa influence them. Ojina ko asamanda I'm choose and why to why I cried so no the man every child 20 Shannon so mammy na massa akonye nya krampo massa idea no adwen no emma utrim because o kono kan se wadofo no obusuafo na ojam ho no o san ma obi fofo sa adwen so no so and take up that mantle no so engine confidence meeting yesel Shannon so emaye. You're moving on to big discussion and active discussion, and that's a big discussion. No? Senior Mekan Ashasian, Yene, Mr. Kwame Ohineba, a suman. Mako Tuesday born to me, Uncle Bia Tuesday born. Kwame Ohineba, a suman, our co founder of Koyek. And I think so, Susanna Tiwa, and also a member of Koyeka, was also CEO of Susag Enterprise. Business empire, sorry. Inti anope ye ne betwe ne ombatwe enkomo ye bisa wo aso. Ese se ye ma eye obi a oye entrepreneur na se business person ene bidi oman so ana se politicians na etwa so ebu oman asama ne eda apono so aye dwudwa eho ene Susanna enkomo ye betwe ye du ye bi a obetre senia o importing nyama free amahodo so China ne ade mimiti we mi condom se me ye bi na so me ko download apps bia we na afa ne say kona ko pay agent na ko say na masa on install enti anope e benya akonya na esua sanyama ni nti kame ho na chese nkomo twetwe na sajuma de ni emfa ento aso messages no ko so afa by 0503236735 0503236735 ye twa hu tiawa ye ba active discussion is next.
Ataji any ati denne, ataji any ati denne, ataji any ati denne. Hey! Abba! Jumadi e ben na wudi.